Hi there, KARME family. Hey, my friends, how are you? I hope that you are staying safe and inside, staying home, healthy. Today, we are going to talk about the COVID-19 Stimulus Kit, how it helps individuals, small businesses, sole proprietors, and independent contractors. In this video, we're going to debunk some myths, and if you stay tuned to the very end, I will either guide you to a clip or I'm going to show you a clip of how to fill out a SBA loan application. Okay, so we have a lot to go over. If this is the first time we're meeting, then hello, hi, let me introduce myself. My name is Jessica O'Beer, and I am a financial advisor, a business specialist, and I am the co-founder and CEO of KARME. We own a few tax offices here in the Dallas area, but we have been helping people file their taxes and do their bookkeeping remotely across the country for years. So if you haven't filed your 2018 or 19 tax files, you may want to find a link above and get with an expert. But today we are here talking about the COVID-19 stimulus package and how it actually is a pretty good thing. This is a huge package. This is a huge deal. How about that? This is a huge stimulus. So first things first, let's talk about the stimulus package for all, okay? So with this, the basics of it is if you make less than $75,000 for a single person, less than $150,000 for a married couple, then you will be receiving a $1,200 stimulus check. It is a free money thing. It is a grant, non-taxable. We will get to that. Don't worry, I hear it already. All of you confused people about why it says it's a tax advance. Don't worry, we're gonna get there. Okay, you get $500 per child, okay? So if you let somebody claim your child on your tax file, I mean, you know, I never say it's a smart strategy. I always highly not recommend that. Anyways, but to each his own. Just know someone else is getting your money. I'm just saying. All right, so you will be phased out completely if you make over $900, $99,000 as a single person and $199,000 as a married couple, okay? That's where you get phased out. So if you make less than $75,000, you get $1,200. And then you start phasing out up until $99,000, then you don't get anything. And if you're a marriage couple without children and you're making close to like $200,000, you don't get anything because you're already living your best life, okay? Just saying. So what does it mean for a tax advance? What it means, just simply, is what you're receiving right now is an advance on a credit that was allotted to all of us in 2020. So let's say, hypothetically, for some reason, you don't get your stimulus check. Then that means no matter what your income level is, there is a $1,200 refundable credit that you get to claim on your taxes come 2020. Let me repeat that. If you did not get your stimulus check for whatever reason, because you didn't take it, whatever, living underneath a rock, you don't want it, you don't like money, I don't know, whatever floats your boat. But if you didn't take it, guess what? It's not too late. Come next year, I'm going to remind you of it and we'll get you your money, okay? So if you have any questions in regards to the tax advance portion of this, please leave me a message in the comments. I am so happy to help, okay? Because if you have that question, I'm sure someone else does too. All right, so let's talk about unemployment. Now, unemployment is taxed, you guys, all right? So prep yourself for that. You will because it's state, it's state, okay? So you'll get a 1099-G at the end of the year, but here's something that can help. So let's say hypothetically, you got sick, like I got sick a couple weeks into January, and I thought it was the flu. And I was in pain from head to toe and coughing up silver dollar sizes of mucus, okay? Telling you, I've had twins with no epidural, and it was equal from the head to the toes. But I'm a walk it off type chick, so I can't say I had the Rona, but my nurse friend, she says there's a possibility. But no need to send me flowers right now, okay? Moving on. Let's say, for instance, you were out of work like I was for 10 whole days, bargaining with God to get you back to work because you didn't want to lose your job, or, you know, I don't know, a bunch of tax people were impatient about were impatient and wanted their refund. You can get the lesser of your average daily income or salary, okay? All jokes aside, you can have $511 allotted to you for up to 10 days as a refundable tax credit, okay? But let's say you didn't get sick. Praise Jesus. You didn't get sick, but you had to stay home because now all of a sudden your kids are out of school and you're homeschooling. Who's going to homeschool the kids? And I feel, oh my God, my friend, she is homeschooling a kindergartner. And my heart, God bless you, Gina. God bless you, girl. Lesser than 67%, up to $200 daily, so $2,000 as a refundable tax credit. Now, at this point, there isn't any stipulations on how to prove you are sick or out of work, but I think it's pretty common knowledge at this point that all the kids are out of school. I don't know a single place where kids are going to school right now. So at the very least, that $2,000 is all you, boo, come 2020, okay? All you. All right, let's move forward. And again, if you have questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments, okay? So, moving forward, unemployment for all. Why do we say unemployment for all? Because this is the first time in the history of never that self-employed people, independent contractors, can file for unemployment. What? Uber drivers? What? Mary Kay distributors? What? People who have those home meetings and now you can't? What? Personal trainers? Hairstylists? I am so due for a cut. I am so regretful I didn't hit one of my members up on an earlier appointment while I had the chance. And then I picked these YOLO style nails. You only live once though, and I'm not getting any younger, so don't mind me. But this is for you guys, my independent contractors. Go file for unemployment. And on top of that, there's $600 a week for the next 4 months that you can claim. That's, I mean, as long as you can't telecommute your job. So hairstylists, makeup artists, photographers, real estate agents, you can't show houses right now. You better apply for unemployment. Anyways, everyone's going to bounce back, but you might as well take advantage of that. And it's just a stipulation to listen. You do have to pay taxes on unemployment. I'm just saying. So, yes, there are different, but we have different strategies to help you with that. And that's something that we're going to talk about in a later video. Or maybe you should give us a call and we can tell you how to avoid that. Now remember, tax avoidance is legal. Tax evasion is not. Okay? Anyways, let's move forward. Okay, so here's the good stuff. My business owners, independent contractors. So yes, this is still you, Uber drivers. Yes, this is still you, makeup artists and salon owners, Mary Kay distributors who can't have their meetings inside their house, this is all you. Except for those Lalaloopy, you know, and they do it online and they're like, hey guys, order now. They've been on it. Some of you guys need to get on it. So the SBA loan money. What should you do right now, small business owners? Get your stuff together and go down to your bank in which you bank at and apply for an SBA expanded 7A loan program and the Economic Injury Disaster Program. Okay, it's also the CARES Act. That's not what we're going to talk about. We're actually going to talk about, yes, this is it, the Paycheck Protection Program. Okay, so the Paycheck Protection Program is a principal loan amount of up to $10 million. And this is based on what your payroll is over the last, since January to February 19th of this year. Okay, so you apply for the loan and there's forgiveness. So as long as you are putting the money towards payroll, employee salaries, mortgage and utilities, rent, insurance premiums, or other debt obligations, it's forgivable. Okay, a large portion of this is forgivable. Now, let's break this thing down. These loans may have a term of up to 10 years and they are interest bearing, but the interest rates are no more than 4%. Like, come on now. That's ridiculously good. I don't care what level you're at. That's good. No more than 4%, and I understand. This is where we are in the economy. We're going to have your naysayers and be like, well, the economy, and this is that. Listen, don't get political in my comment feed, okay? I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it. Be nice, be kind, rewind this video and watch this again. Anyways, let's see, who qualifies? It covers businesses with 500 or fewer employees unless it's covered by the industry SBA size standard, which allows more than 500 employees. How much can be borrowed? Maximum amount can be borrowed of up to 10 million. Now, here's where it gets, there's a lot of, I'm gonna put this in the comments, the details of how much can be borrowed, but let's talk about the loan forgiveness, because my audience who borrows $10 million isn't on Facebook. Okay, and if you are, hi, and you have less than 500 employees or like 499 employees or whatever, and you need someone to come help with employee benefits, I'm your girl, okay? I'm fun, I'm entertaining. All of my agents are fun and entertaining. We'll come in and we'll just do that for y'all once you get on your feet. Anyways, I don't even want to get into it. So the loan forgivenesses. Borrowers under the Paycheck Protection Plan may be eligible for loan forgiveness amounts equal to the amount spent by the borrower during the 8-week period following the origination date of the loan. So that means basically whatever you spent of the loan during that 8-week period, then it could be forgiven as long as the payroll cost, which may include employees that make over $100,000, but incorporated, interest payments on any mortgage incurred before February 15th of 2020, rent or any leases in force of February in force before February 15th, 2020, and utilities which were in service before February 15th of 2020. So the amounts forgiven would reduce in proportion to any reduction in employees. So basically, If you do not keep your employees, if you take the money and run, you're going to have to pay it back. If you take the money and you put it towards your employees, but you're not out there giving bonuses, okay, because you can't go off and run off and give bonuses with this. And basically, you know, if you're paying bills with the money, whatever you pay of that, as long as you're not, you know, reducing your employee and your staff by 25%, then you get to keep it. It's basically free. You don't even have to pay it back. Now, you can still hire and fire like you need to, because, you know, you can't keep a bad employee just because you don't want to pay back a loan. But as long as you maintain your staff at the current level, then you're fine. Whatever you spend portion of that loan during that 8-week period is yours to keep. And anything else that you don't is at a 4%, which can be deferred up to 6 months or even up to a year, depending on the situation. That's crazy good. Over 10 years. I mean, just imagine what this can do for some small businesses that needed a loan in the first place. Like, very awesome. Okay, so let's move forward. If you have any questions about that, feel free to put it in the comments. If you know somebody that needs this information, just take a second to share this, tag them in this post. I mean, this could really save their business, and you would hate to see your friends go out of business just because you didn't share the information with them. Okay, let's move forward. Delay in payroll taxes. All payroll taxes of an employer and half of self-employment taxes between now and December 31st are not due until later. So it's just deferred. And depending on how your business is, depends if you even want to take advantage of this, okay? For a second, I was excited about this because the stimulus package itself wasn't out, and I was looking for ways to make sure that my employees, I was able to pass on these. We didn't know what the future held, and we didn't know if there was going to be a benefits package, and we just wanted to be able to give them as much as we could while we could, if that makes sense, okay? So I was really excited for this in the beginning, but we're going to wind up not taking advantage of it because if 50% of it's due in December, well, that's pretty much our slowest month. So we'd rather just go ahead and pay it all now and get it over with. But for you, if you want to make sure that you have cash on hand and that you're not, you know, cash strapped, and that you have some liquidity to your business, then you may want to just hold off and take advantage of the strategy. It's completely up to you. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments. I'll be happy to help you because I'm sure someone else does. All right, so here is the good stuff. This is like the quick and easy loan that you can get in like 3 days. Now, I'm not guaranteeing it in 3 days. That's what they said, but that's the government. Okay, I went ahead and applied for this. Jennifer and I both, for both of them. Why not? Why not? I mean, seriously, the resources out there, and what the urgency is this is a first come, first serve basis. So this clip that I'm about to show you at the end, or guide you to, I haven't really decided yet, it's kind of getting late, but this clip walks you through the whole process. Takes like 10-15 minutes. It's not hard at all if you have your financials together. Very, very easy. You put your bank information at the very end, and in 3 days, you could potentially have up to $10,000. So let me explain how this works. This is an SBA loan for the Economic Disaster Loan Program. What this is you apply at the SBA website, and you are applying for an SBA loan, and you're asking for a $10,000 advance. Now, this is separate from the SBA loan that you would file at the bank, or that you would call your bank. That is what we saw previously. Oops, let me go back. That is here. This, you would go to the bank for this, okay? What this is the Economic Disaster Loan Program, the EIDL. Yes. That's the acronym. Wait. No, Economic Injury Disaster Loan. So EIDL. Okay, so it's issued loan, so directly to, it's a low interest loan at 3.75%. The SBA issues the EIDL loans directly to you for up to $2 million and a maturity of up to 30 years. Okay, so the terms are determined on a case-by-case basis and based on each borrower's ability to repay back the loan. Applications are available on the SBA website. Now, you're not asking, when you go do this, you'll see that you're not asking for a specific amount. What you're putting in is your financial information, your business information, and you're asking, you want to be considered for the $10,000 advance. It's that simple. You put your bank account information in, and then you wait. I did mine 2 days ago, so we'll see. Okay. Now, importantly, under the CARES Act, the borrower must receive a Paycheck Protection Program loan for employees' salaries, payroll support, mortgages, etc. The EIDL for the same purpose or no commingling funds from another loan for the same purpose. Okay. So however, the Paycheck Protection Loan may be used to repay the EIDL loan. The CARES Act waives the requirement for personal guarantees on the EIDL loan and the amount of less than $200,000, and the borrower is not required to have been in business for at least a year. So that means if you started your business and you opened up a restaurant, let's say before crawfish season, and you were just so ready for this year's crawfish season, you were going to have the best crab boil, lobster boil, crawfish hut restaurant in Dallas, okay? And you opened up in January, we're prepping, had great momentum, and then the virus hit. That means that normally to qualify for an SBA loan, you would have to be in business for a year. And in this situation, you can go ahead and apply for that loan because you don't have to be, okay? So up to $10,000 of this loan is forgivable. If you take more, you have up to 60 days to accept the additional amount. So let's say if they come to you and they say, all right, let's say a couple weeks later, they come up to you and say, okay, well, we decided that we're going to give you $50,000. And you're like, heck yeah, $50,000, let's do it. Then you're going to pay up to an interest rate of 4%, up to 4%. And you would most likely get $10,000 in advance. So that $10,000 of advance is forgivable. Okay, so you would essentially be paying 4% on $40,000. On the opposite end, let's say you get an advance and they give you $5,000. Okay, they give you a $5,000 advance and they come back a couple of weeks later and they say, hey, we decided to approve you for $25,000. You can say no, thank you, and still keep your $5,000. Okay, that is the forgivable portion, as long as you use it to pay those qualified expenses, payroll, employee salaries, the rent, mortgage, utilities, past debts, etc. Okay. This is a first come, first serve basis. I've said that, but I'm going to say it again. First come, first serve. So we're going to do this tonight, and my members are not going to be left in the dust. You will do this tonight, okay? It takes 5 minutes. And there's definitely, the thing is about this is brand new. Okay, so this is the most accurate information that we possibly have. Okay, but when I called my bank, they said that they weren't ready for it. And they pretty much needed about a week. So call your bank anyways, get put on the list for the FDIC Payroll Protection Program. And then we're going to go through this website here after this next slide, and I'll attach the clip to make it easier for you guys. Definitely more details are to come, and you'll want to stay tuned. Make sure you take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe. Tag somebody that you know, but definitely subscribe because there's more details to come for sure. And we're going to keep you updated the whole step of the way. Okay, so let's take a second to talk about net operating loss. I know that a lot of my independent people and some of my small business owners are like going cross-eyed right now and being like, what is that? Okay, so what a net operating loss is the losses that you have in your business that offset your income. Now, I've explained this to my members, but I'm going to explain it to all those who don't know. When you're self-employed, you don't have your taxes withheld from you as you go throughout the year like a typical W-2 employee. When you're self-employed, you pay taxes either quarterly or at the very end of the year on the income that's left over. Okay, so this is huge because in the past, you could take your net operating loss and you could just use it for the next year. So let's say, for instance, if I took a $10,000 loss, then I was able to take 5 of it to offset my income and then I could put the other 5 towards next year because I projected a more profitable year and I don't want to pay taxes on it. That's one way that you can use it as a strategy. But with this, you no longer have to you no longer have to do it that way. You can actually take your 2019 and 2020 net operating loss and offset your income 5 years back. So essentially, possibly get a refund on your money that you paid in previous years. What? Some of us need to talk amendments, okay? Let's talk amendments, okay? We're going to get through the whole season, please, but let's talk amendments, some of us, all right? You might want to click the link above if that pertains to you and you want a refund and you want to take advantage of this net operating loss where there's like no limit moving forward. I mean, this is huge, okay? So you might want to click the link above. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a note in the comments and we'll be happy to help you because that's what we're here for. We're definitely here to help. Let's talk for a quick second about 401k draw. Typically, if you're not 59 and a half, you get penalized for pulling from your 401k and you get taxed on the interest. Now, the tax is still there, but the penalty is not. And right now, everyone's 401ks are probably like tanked. So you probably don't want to pull out from it, depending on your situation. But as we start moving forward, I'm going to start teaching you, if you don't know the difference between tax now, tax later, and tax never, being able to pull your funds and put it into something that's going to save you in taxes is a huge opportunity right now. And I'm going to do a separate video and a webinar. You might just want to find a link above for a video or for a webinar so that I can explain to you tax now, tax later, and tax never, because millionaires are made during times like this, but you got to know your resources and you got to know the strategy, okay? So as promised, we are going to, I'm going to attach a clip to this of filling out the SBA loan application. Take a moment while I get it together and like, subscribe, tag somebody who needs to see this, tag somebody who needs the instructions on walking through this, and I am going to see you guys next time, okay? You guys have a wonderful evening. Stay safe. We love you, and watch this video. .gov. I'm already here, and right here you see Learn More, okay? And you'll go to the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. This was not here 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago, you literally had to download the forms and it was a download upload process, okay? Now you can click and begin your loan process. So let's walk through this together. Now, SBA is collecting the requested information to make a loan underneath SBA's Economic Injury Disaster loan program, and it qualifies entities listed in the application that are impacted by COVID-19 or the coronavirus. This information will be used to determine whether the applicant is eligible for an economic injury loan. If you do not submit all the information requested, your loan cannot be fully processed. So don't skip a beat. All applicants under the SBA is relying upon self-certifications contained in the application to verify the applicant is an eligible entity to receive the advance, and that the applicant is providing a self-certification under the penalty of perjury. So if you're out there and you're watching this and you're just all like, oh yeah, I do hair on the side, don't open yourself up for things, okay? If like, you know, okay? Anyways, what's understood does not need to be said. These are for my independent contractor, my direct sales rep, my makeup artist, my salon people, the people who own, operate businesses. This is for you, okay? So we're going to first go down to the eligible entity verification. For me, I'm right here at the top. I'm an applicant that is a business with no more than 500 employees. For you, you might be an individual who operates as a sole proprietor without employees or as an independent contractor. That's Mary Kay. That's our Uber drivers. This is our sole proprietors who do balloons or are movers. If you're an applicant with not more than 500 employees. So this is S Corp, not more than 500 employees. Not S Corp. Okay. If the applicant is a stock owner plan, so just kind of read through these if the tribal small business concern. Okay. You'll need to read this and find which one best fits you. This is mine right here. The applicant is a private nonprofit organization and non-government entity, agency, blah. Okay, eligible entity verification. This part is where you only choose one, and you're going to find the one that best suits you. Now, after reading through all of them, I've decided that this is the best one that suits my business. I'm going to walk through this application with you, and then, but you're going to have to read through this for time's sake, okay? So I am an applicant with no more. I'm an applicant business with not more than 500 employees. You may be an individual who operates underneath a sole proprietor without any employees or an independent contractor. So that means that you've been 1099. Now, you want to read through this. You may be a part of an agricultural business or a cooperative or a stock-owned company. You want to read this and check which one best applies to you. Now for this, I check them all. I don't owe child support, neither does my business partner. I'm not engaged in any illegal activity. I have never been accused of sexual harassment. I'm not under any investigation. My income doesn't come from gambling. I'm not a lobbyist, and my business is not a part of the state or municipal government. Okay, so go through that and click next. This is where you put your business name. So for me, I would be putting KARME. Our trade name, KARME.
Put your EIN. Your EIN is, if you have one, you know what it is. If you're a sole proprietor, you're going to put your social security number. Your organization type. I'm an S Corp. If you're using your social, you're a sole prop. Choose which one fits you best. I'm an S Corp. So we're not a nonprofit organization, and I am not a franchise. You can put whatever your revenue is here. And I'm just putting some numbers in just because. Now, this may or may not apply for you, okay? Put your primary business address. And I'm just going to put something in here so we can just block this out and move on for the sake of time. Okay, business phone. I'll put this in here. You guys can call me anytime. We are here for you if you need help. 972-519-0041. Anyways, business email. You can also email us your tax documents. We file completely remotely. It's great. You don't even have to fight traffic or risk getting some kind of deadly disease. You just do it right then and there. It's all gravy. Now, back in the day, I filed my business on 10/22. Oh, no, actually, I started it then, but I didn't actually get my file until 12/31 at 11:59. On 2015, and here's a fun fact: if you do that, you still owe 2015 taxes. Anyways, current ownership since the same time, we'll just say that. Business activity: I'm in finance, accounting, tax return and preparation services as well. I also do, we do a lot, but we'll just do accounting. Number of employees, I have 5. And don't forget this here at the top. Actually, wait, where'd it go? Oh, format. So, okay. Go to next. Now you're putting your business owner information. So let me put this in real quick. Okay, I am the CEO. I'm 50% because we're fair around here. Y'all thought you were gonna get something. My birthday, go ahead and send me gifts. You know, I'm turning 34 this year. It's starting to feel a little old. Don't do that. Somewhere, USA. I am a citizen. We got all that information. You would put your additional owner information, but don't forget this here. Is your business owned by an entity? Direct sales people, you would say yes. It is owned by another entity. Uber drivers, you would say yes. Okay? We'll go to next. And then this is where we put the additional information. Are you in trouble with the law? Do you owe federal loan? Are you indicted in any criminal activity? No. Did you pay to have someone do this? If you need help, we are definitely here for you, and we won't charge you an arm and a leg. So, you know, time, figure show time. But if you're paying for somebody, they would put this information here, but since we're filling this out right now for free, and you're doing this on your own, you're going to click no. Okay? Put your bank account information, guys. Come on, get your money. I would like to be considered, and then don't forget to sign. Okay? So that's what we have for now. They're going to go through the summary, and then you are done.
All right, friends and family, if you watch to the very end, that means you're either a small business owner that's looking for need of assistance and whatnot, or this stuff genuinely interests you and you're a nerd like me. You also may be finding yourself in a situation where I found myself in, In the last crash, I was out of work, and I was seriously contemplating not my life, but my life's path. And now more than ever, if you're searching for a recession-proof, disaster-proof career, something that's always needed, there is only two things certain in life, and that's death and taxes. So if you're interested in getting the skills in order to have a career that's going to thrive during a time of disaster or a time of pandemic, the tax industry is something that you might want to look into. I encourage you, if you have a passion for helping others, educating people about financial strategies, and getting them the results that helps literally change their path of generational wealth, this is the industry for you. Click the link above, get connected to our webinar. I'm going to show you how I was in a similar situation and I completely turned it around in less than 1 year. The seeds that I planted my first year in business is still feeding us all today. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I'm so excited to be able to share that information with you, and I'll see you next time.